Welcome back to Steve's Small Engine Saloon.
Remote controlled lawnmowers? What? I got these lawnmowers from a company called Mowrator. They're Mowrator S1. I got two four-wheel drive ones here, all-wheel drive they call them, and the one in the center here is a two-wheel drive. I'll tell you, when I first pulled these out of the box, I was shocked at how good the shipping was, the packaging was. Heavy-duty shipping. I think that you could really drop one of these off a cliff in the box and it wouldn't hurt one of these things. The cardboard on the box is like a half an inch thick. It's crazy. When I got them out of the box, all I wanted to do was just try them, test them, get a feel for how they work and everything with the remote control. So I took them to the local skate park. Not as impressive as I thought it would be, but you get the idea. So seeing how it was climbing those hills at the skate park, those ramps, I was like, I got to test this now and see just how much of a slope they do. Now, the Mowrator says, got my little notepad here, Mowrator says that this two-wheel drive one right here will climb a 24-degree slope, and the four-wheel drive ones will climb a 32-degree slope, which is still pretty steep. So I went, okay, I'm going to grab my ramps, and I'm going to measure the angle on that and see exactly if that's true or not. Well, both of them ended up climbing a way steeper slope than Mowrator even says that they will. I think they're underrating themselves a little bit. The the two-wheel drive one actually will climb a 37-degree slope. The four-wheel drive one actually climbs a 45-degree slope. That is incredible. Now, I know what some of you are saying, going, yeah, but Steve, you're mowing and it's grass is slippery and maybe the wheels will just start spinning. True enough, okay, all I'm doing is just telling you that the machine itself is actually capable of crawling itself up those kind of slopes. These are both 21-inch lawnmowers, full-size blade on that, a real lawnmower blade, not those little razor blade flail things. They're heavy-duty lawnmowers, roughly the same size as a regular walk-behind lawnmower. I'll show you the main differences between these two. Two of them you can see right now. The two-wheel drive one has these caster wheels on the front. So you operate that just like you do with a zero-turn riding lawnmower. It operates just like that. This one here, four-wheel drive, it has driving tires on all four corners. So you have two extra motors in this on the front tires. You drive this one up like a skid steer loader, like a Bobcat. The other thing you're going to notice is the tires themselves, not the front tires on the caster, but the rear wheels on the two-wheel drive one are way more aggressive. They're like mud tires. You'll notice that those tires aren't on the four-wheel drive one. That's on purpose because of how this operates. The four-wheel drive one skids around in itself like that. If you put those big honking knobby tires on there, you're going to just destroy your lawn or your turf. Other than that, they look identical to me. The frames are the same, the remote controllers are the same, the batteries are the same. So why would you want to buy one of these? First thing is, your teenager might actually want to go cut the grass now. I believe I read somewhere where Mowrator, the company, said that they kind of designed this thing to help people with dangerous or hard to reach areas. You've seen how a 45-degree slope for this one right here? You can't walk up a 45-degree slope with a weed eater in your hand and go clear some grass off up here. But this one will do that. Disabled people, let's think about that for a second. Maybe you're confined to a wheelchair. You can sit in your wheelchair and cut your own grass. You can actually change one of the settings on this remote control so you can use it with just one joystick, one hand. Hey, maybe you don't have use of one of your hands. You can operate that with just left or right, whichever one you prefer. I actually really liked using it with one joystick because then it gives your free hand something else to do. Know what I'm saying? You can easily cut underneath of low-hanging trees so you're not crunched way over trying to hold that handle and get underneath the trees. We got lots of low-hanging trees here. I love it just for that reason alone. There's even an option that you can buy to put on this thing that automatically dumps the bag. You just back it up and hit, I think it's C1 button on your remote control, and the bag tips up by itself, and then you move forward and it dumps the bag, and then it goes back down and you keep on mowing. They both come with a bag. Obviously you see that in the close-ups, bagging. By the way, that shot that I just did right there, going through the leaves, those leaves were actually slightly wet. Big maple leaves. They're hard to vacuum up when they're a little bit damp. That one pass I did right there completely stuffed the bag right full. Not this bag, I'm keeping that nice and clean. The other one, stuffed it right full. I was shocked. It vacuumed it right down to the gravel. Also comes with the mulch kit. I tried the mulch kit. Mulching works really well. And also, it rear discharges. Now you'll see a lot of people think that you got to jack that back flap open so it'll rear discharge out there. You don't need to open that flap. It doesn't side discharge, but there's that big wide gap on the bottom of that flap. It's just like a couple Honda lawnmowers. There's a couple models out there that have the same thing, so it rear discharges, but it shoots it down at the ground instead of shooting it out the back or shooting it out the side. Okay, the remote control, I gotta say, this is a heavy-duty remote control. Rechargeable, of course, and it's a touch screen on there. Really cool. You'll notice that I'm not going to spend too much time on that telling you what every single little button on there does. There's so many videos out there that tell you what all those buttons do. It's just redundant. And it's right there in your owner's manual if you buy one of these things anyway. Firmware update. If you buy one of these, make sure that one of the very first things you do is update the firmware. Mowrator's done several firmware updates because they're listening to people complaining about little nitpicky stuff like I'm about to do in a second. And a lot of it, they update the firmware and they fix all this kind of stuff. So do that. They give you a whole bunch of more settings and a lot of little fixes. Make it mow in reverse, make it mow faster backwards, gives really slow backwards, all kinds of updates they do in that firmware. Which leads me to my little nitpicky little things that just kind of bug me. Mowers themselves are awesome. I really, truly like them. The first thing I noticed, and I think that Mowrator is going to fix this, the ones that I got have the washout port on the side of the deck, but it doesn't come with the piece clicked on there or in the box where you put your garden hose to actually connect it there. It's there, but I don't really know how to connect a garden hose to it. The only other two things that I can come up with, I'm sure that they can fix this in the next firmware update. One thing is there's a bunch of settings. When you go to the advanced settings on here, I have a bunch of the settings shut off. 4 of them in particular, right at the bottom. You can turn them off or on. So I shut them all off, and then if I restart this, they're all turned back on again. So I have to go to the settings, go to advanced settings, and turn them all 4 back off again every time I use it. That sounds to me like a simple firmware fix to me, and I really think that they're going to get some complaints about that. Probably easy for them to do. The other thing is that this is a learning curve. It took me a while to wrap my brain around this. When you start the blade, you have to hold these top buttons down. You hold both of them down and then press a button on the touch screen to make the blade start. Then you can let go of one finger or the other, but if you let go of both of them, the blade stops. Now, that really took me some getting used to. I was holding the button down and driving, and then I'm getting too close to something, and of course I want to stop, and when I stop, I automatically kept letting my finger off. Oh, I did it again. But now I'm getting used to it. It's actually not too bad. If there was a way for Mowrator to change that, I get there has to be safety things, right? But that's kind of, actually it used to be annoying to me. It's actually not that bad anymore. I have some links in the description of this video. Look at the description. The link I have for you there is mowrator.com. You can go back and check all the specs, battery specs, all of that stuff in there. I've got that link for you too. And also, I got 2 YouTube buddies out there. Actually, I got more than that, but 2 of them have done videos on these things also. First one is James Hayes at Machinery Nation is his YouTube channel's name. And the other one is DonnieBoy73. Don's got a video too. I got the 2 links for you in the description so you can go back and click on those links and watch their review videos. They go into a little bit more depth about all the buttons and everything on that remote. Also, the link there for you too. I want to tell you how much these cost. I can't tell you how much they cost because I don't know where you live. I don't know what currency you use. Click on that button and it'll tell you how much these things cost where you live. So my final analysis is, I think that these are awesome. I truly think they're excellent machines. I think there is a market for these things. I think they're probably a little bit pricey right now for most of you when you check that link, but the prices come down. Well, I think that's it for me. Till the next video, everybody. Cheers. Steve out.